Hello there and welcome back guys to a new video. So the Connor McDavid, he's just guys too good. He's too good. I mean, it is just ridiculous how good is he in the last two games. He's got 8 points. And right now, guys, we've got a series. Elliot Friedman was saying on the Sportsnet broadcast, that when it was 3-1, well, it wasn't really close. But right now it's 3-2 and we do have a series. The momentum of the series of the Stanley Cup Final has completely shifted in favor of Edmonton. I mean, 8-1 win at home right now, 5-3 victory in Florida. I mean, it has completely shifted. The tide has turned and I cannot wait what's next. What will happen in Game 6 at Alberta in Edmonton? I mean, we should see, but we've got a final right now, a legitimate final, and let's see what happens next. I guess it will be very, very interesting to see. For me, I guess, what are the major takeaways of these last games? I mean, obviously, for Edmonton, they have played well. They have been playing well, I would say, for the majority of this series, but Sergei Bobovski has been just too good in the net of the Florida Panthers. But in the last two games, Bobovski has been, I don't want to say necessarily struggling, but probably struggling is pretty close to the word I would use with him and his play in the last two games. Obviously, he has had a very tough game in Edmonton, the game 4, where he, out of the 16 shots, he allowed 5 goals. Then he was out of the net at the beginning of the second period. And again, in the game 5, Bobrovsky was not at his best. He was not near his best. He had save percentage 82%, I do believe, or something along those lines. So Sergei Bobovski, for me, has been one of the major factors, probably, why Edmonton was able to come back into this series. In the first 3 games of this series, Bobrovsky had 95.3% save percentage. That has been just ridiculous numbers. Obviously, the Edmonton Oilers were able to outshot Florida Panthers 30-18 in the first game of the Stanley Cup Final, but the Panthers were able to win it only because Sergei Bobrovsky was just too good with his saves. But right now, Sergei Bobovski is kind of struggling, and the Edmonton Oilers, obviously, they are scoring a lot of goals. In the last 2 games, Edmonton scored 13 goals. That is just a lot of goals in the net of Florida Panthers, and Florida needs to do something about it because they have been, we have been praising the Florida defense when they were playing against the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round. Barkov against Kucherov, they were able to neutralize Kucherov and all of the offensive talent of the Tampa Bay Lightning. In the second round, again against Boston Bruins, David Pastrnak and the other guys, they were able to beat Boston quite, convincingly. Again, the same story against Carolina, which had a pretty strong offense themselves. And then, right now against Edmonton, I mean, the Florida defense was looking pretty decent in the opening 3 games. They were up 3-0, and right now it's like certainly the shift has turned. I mean, it's 3-2, and Florida has allowed 13 goals in the past 2 games. So for me personally, Bobrovsky has been probably the biggest story so far, and obviously we were talking after the first 3 games, maybe Bobrovsky should win, or not maybe, probably he should win the Conn Smythe Trophy, right? With his play 95.3 save percentage in the Stanley Cup Final, he was absolutely amazing. But right now, I think the shift has turned, and right now it's all about Connor McDavid, not about Sergei Bobovski. McDavid has been just too good, guys. He has been just too good, ridiculously good. I personally didn't think we would get even close to breaking the records of Wayne Gretzky, but Connor McDavid certainly has been showing that he's fully capable of doing so. So just kudos to Connor McDavid. He's been absolutely amazing. And I think Connor McDavid quite single-handedly was able to lift Edmonton Oilers and will them back into this series. So it has been truly amazing what Connor McDavid has been able to do. I mean, that assist to Corey Perry to make it 4-1 in the Game 5, that has been absolutely ridiculous how he just went through the whole of defense of Florida Panthers. Honestly, guys, what Connor McDavid cannot do, I think he can do everything, and he will be the key factor even in Game 6 possibly in Game 7 as well. If the Edmonton Oilers want to win the Cup, Connor McDavid needs to again be very good in the next 2 games. And obviously right now Connor McDavid has 42 points this postseason, these playoffs, which is just absolutely ridiculous. In the 2 elimination games, possible elimination games in the Stanley Cup Final, he has got 4 points in each of those games, which are just absolutely ridiculous numbers. And obviously right now he's just 5 points away from beating the historic record of Wayne Gretzky, which again is just absolutely amazing. So for me, guys, I guess what we are right now talking about before the Game 6 in Edmonton, the momentum has completely changed. Right now it's all about the Oilers. We have seen how Bill Zito was just absolutely furious, the general manager of the Florida Panthers, after that loss. He just threw the bottle of water to the to the wall, and he was absolutely furious in his box up in the stands of the Florida Panthers arena. I mean, the pressure is right now on the Panthers, that is for sure. They need to change something from the past 2 games, because the past 2 games were not necessarily very good for them. So Bobovski, I think, will be the key, as I have been saying. He needs to step his game up, and the other guys as well. They need to stop these offense of Edmonton Oilers. They have, as I have said, conceded 13 goals. They need to stop that, and they need to recharge the batteries a little bit before the next game in Edmonton. And yeah, let's see what happens, guys. But I mean, Connor McDavid is just too good. I think that's basically for me the bottom line of these 2 past games. Anyways, guys, if I had to guess, I think Edmonton will win Game 6 in Alberta. So that is my prediction. Edmonton to win at home, and then it will be all about Game 7. And well, let's see what happens then. But I mean, it's gonna be interesting, that is for sure. Anyway, guys, please tell me in the chat, tell me in the comments, what do you think, what will happen in Game 6? Do you think that Edmonton can win at home and make it to Game 7? Can Edmonton make an epic comeback? Only once in the history of the NHL was a team which was down 0-3 in the final was able to come back, and it was all the way back in 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs. It has been over 80 years since something like that has happened, and Edmonton right now, they are trying to make a big comeback. Let's see if they can do it. I mean, in the regular season they were able to win 16 games in a row. Obviously these are the playoffs, but you never know. You can never count out Edmonton Oilers. I think that is the only one thing that we have learned about Edmonton in these past weeks, past months. You can never count them out. They have been down. They have won only 2 games out of the first 12 of the regular season. They have been down 3-2 against Vancouver in the second round series. They have been down 1-2 in the conference final against Dallas Stars, but some way, somehow, they always found a way to win. And I think we can never count them out until it is officially over. And right now, it's not over. It is just beginning. 3-2 for Florida Panthers. They are still only 1 win away from their first Stanley Cup in the franchise history. But right now, the momentum, the tide has shifted. And clearly, the Edmonton Oilers, they have the belief to eventually turn this series around. Anyway, guys, tell me in the chat, tell me in the comments, what do you think? What will happen next? And do you think Edmonton can eventually complete this comeback? Share your thoughts in the comments, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are currently trying to reach 500 subscribers. I would really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys, and see you soon. Bye.